14 minutes past 9. Games now it is, the first for 2012 with Gerard Campbell from stuff.co.nz, the Game Junkie NZ blog. Gerard, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Happy 2012 to you.
Happy 2012 to you. And you went away. I mean, you got away, I think, to, was it the Marlborough Sounds, somewhere like that?
Yes, Marlborough Sounds, bit of Masterton, Golden Shears, Nelson, Marlborough maybe, mostly.
Did you take any mobile gaming devices with you?
I took my Nintendo 3DS along and played a fair bit of Super Mario Land 3D, Super Mario 3D Land, and Mario Kart 7.
Okay.
So,
Good times.
Good times. I couldn't really justify taking the consoles into the caravan.
No, that wouldn't be cool. That certainly wouldn't be cool.
Not good.
But while you've been away and while we've been on holiday, there's some interesting gaming news that have popped up about some titles that are on the way. One of them being a game called Xcom Enemy Unknown, which got me excited because this was a game that originally came out, and I think it was 1994, 1995 on the PC, and was a great title in the mid-90s, a great turn-based strategy game
yes.
with kind of many different gaming elements to it, combat, but also strategy as well. And they're going to be reimagining it, Gerard.
Yeah, because of course this shouldn't be confused because there is another XCOM game in the works as well.
Yeah.
Both also by 2K Games, which is sort of first-person shooter. But XCOM Enemy Unknown is, as you said, I mean it's a strategy game which is being, I guess, led by the developer Firaxis, which were behind Civilization and Alpha Centauri. So they've got a really good pedigree in, strategy games.
Yeah.
And Enemy Unknown sort of been slated for the PC, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. But yes, it's going to be more of a sort of it's going to be a turn-based strategy game, which I guess is going to be more in line with what the original was, during that mid-90s. And, there's a huge fan base. There's a huge XCOM fan base.
Well, there is, but they're a vocal fan base, and there's a lot of unhappy people online about this. I'm happy because I'm not so much of a PC gamer these days. I play on the Xbox mostly, so I'm quite keen to have a game that I love come to the console that I use. But a lot of people online are like, oh, it's a reimagining. They're obviously going to tear it apart. It's not going to be anywhere as good. They're going to perhaps dumb it down because it was.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, it was quite a hard game, and you really did have to use your noggin.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing, and I think the unfortunate thing that you still get this PC versus console war that goes on, and a lot of really hardened, fervent PC gamers have this fear that if there are ports of their favourite game that's going to be developed on PC and console at the same time, that they fear that the PC version is going to be dumbed down because they have to do it to suit consoles.
Yeah.
I don't think. Excuse me, just going to clear my throat. I don't think with a franchise like this and a developer like Firaxis that they're actually going to want to jeopardise such a strong franchise. So I don't think that they will want to dumb it down. But of course, I think it's very early days on when it's going to come out. Because
what do you think? I mean, obviously they want to get younger, newer gamers who never experienced the first one to experience this one. But really, are they? I mean, or are they just going to capture that nostalgia, and they're going to be getting everyone who loved that original title to play it again?
I think they're going to capture the nostalgic game, of course. I mean, because you're going to have all the PC gamers who played it on PC. But I think that it's probably good. I mean, whether PC gamers like it or not, console gamers are a huge market now, and it's a captive audience. And for a developer to sort of get their franchise with the widest reach possible, they've got to go the console way. And I think that doing this, it'll actually introduce this franchise to a new audience. As you said, it will introduce it to gamers who didn't know, about some of the classic games during the 90s.
Yeah.
And here they are. It's going to be a reimagining because, you can't, despite what a lot of people like, you can't can't do a lot of the same gameplay elements and do the same things that you did in the 90s now because it's just not going to work. But, here's a chance to sort of introduce a franchise that was loved by a lot of gamers, a lot of gamers our age who, love that sort of thing. And here's a chance for sort of new gamers sort of, see what it was about. So it's certainly going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, whether it stays close to the roots of the original or whether it sort of has bits of the same play as the original and sort of branches things off in a new tech. So it's going to be very interesting to see where it goes.
And I've just scared myself by reading the bit here on the story where it says Xcom was created more than 18 years ago.
Ouch.
What's up with that?
18, yeah, what? We were both babies then.
Yeah, of course we were. Talking about nostalgia, there's another game that you're excited about that's coming back.
Syndicate?
See ya, Syndicate Wars.
Yeah. Well, see, this is another, I guess, game from the past, and it was a game, and this is another reboot, it was a game developed by Bullfrog Productions way back in the day, and of course that's the company that was co-founded or founded by Peter Molyneux, who went on to do Fable and those sorts of things. And Syndicate was another game that was a tactical shooter, and this time it's being reimagined or rebooted by Starbreeze Studios, who was the developer behind the very excellent Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay, which appeared on the original Xbox console.
Yeah.
It's been changed to a first-person shooter. And of course, too, there's been a wee bit of reaction, polarised reaction from gamers about this one because it's sort of been changed from that, isometric tactical view that the original had into, I've seen it mentioned online that people have said it's sort of almost changed into what the Deus Ex game series sort of changed into.
Right.
So this one too is going to sort of polarise gamers because you're going to have the old time nostalgic gamer who played Syndicate, loved it, has always wanted to play it again, in modern hardware, and it's going from this sort of isometric, tactical-based gameplay to a first-person shooter. So it's changing the dynamic a lot, but I think, if Starbreeze can do what they did with Escape from Butcher Bay, with Syndicate, then I think it's going to be an excellent, reimagining of this game, and and again bringing, and I mean I think it's good. It's another case of bringing those old time games that we all loved into the new age.
Yeah.
And it's gonna open them up to a new audience, and I think it's really cool that younger gamers are going to get to see some of those classic games that we all loved, and it's another one that's going to be really exciting. Yeah, me too.
And
I think it's.
I reckon leave the judging until they're out.
Oh, exactly. I agree.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, that's on the horizon. I think XCOM Enemy Unknown this year, Syndicate this year.
Yes. I think XCOM Enemy Unknown, they're talking about fall in the US, so that will be.
Well, it's not far away.
Not far away at all. Of course, things could all be delayed, but I think that's what they're sort of planning. And I think, I think Syndicate is this year. It's coming from EA, so I think they'll be pushing for it for this year.
And the first-person shooter from the XCOM first-person shooter has now been delayed to 2013 as well. Yeah,
because I first saw that. They first revealed it at E3 in 2010, and I remember seeing it there.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool then. So obviously they're sort of changing things a wee bit because it sort of seemed to have a really cool sort of 1960s sort of aliens have landed sort of dynamic, which was pretty cool. So that'll be another interesting one to see where that goes because it's been interesting to see where it goes. But before we go, something that you will probably be excited about, and I got an email about it this morning, was remember we used to play online quite a bit. There was an Xbox Live arcade game called Trials HD.
Oh yes, yep.
Yeah, and it was great because it brought competitive gameplay between your mates because you do the tracks and say, oh, all right, Wammo did that in 1 minute 40, I've got to try and beat it. Well, there is a new Trials game coming called Trials Evolution.
Okay.
Which is coming. And it's going to let you do multiplayer.
Oh, at the same time?
Same time. So you'll be able to race your mates at the same time.
That's cool. All right, look forward to
cool.
seeing that. Because with Trials HD, I kind of had a wall of difficulty where I wasn't prepared to invest the time to master some tracks. you get up to a certain level and you go, it's getting too frustrating. I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Yeah,
so,
I was the same thing too. You tended to sort of smash into things too often, and suddenly thought, But this this one's coming with the track editor too, so they're going to be pretty exciting as well. And it's an Xbox Live Arcade title, so it's going to be downloadable, and it could be quite a sizable download. But it's going to be pretty cool to be able to actually race against your mates at the same time.
Excellent. 2012 is going to be exciting gaming year, Gerard. We look forward to covering it all with you. People can find out more about what you've been gaming and what you've been reviewing up at stuff.co.nz in the technology section of the Game Junkie NZ blog, also Game Junkie NZ on Twitter. Thanks, Gerard. See ya.
Yes.